These poems are dedicated to all those whose lives have been spent in bringing peace to this planet. Wherever you are, I bow my head. May peace be on this earth. We are all united with the thread of love. May each one of us realize the garland of life.
Cosmic Surfer. The wise men of the past were the original cosmic surfers. Somehow they discovered behind their breath lies the infinite ocean of love. Light waves break in the infinite ocean. Each wave was alive and conscious. It would almost be singing a song, yet no words were spoken. Nobody knows who wrote the first wave. That was eons before our universe was created. But what a ride that was. You see, we are created to ride the infinite wave inside of us. It never gets crowded. There are no angry locals. Nobody will take off in front of you. One who learns to surf the inner wave eventually becomes that way. We come from the ocean of life. Someday, when we die, we return to the ocean of life. It's as simple as that. This life is an incredible journey. It's all about discovering your true nature. You are magnificent. There are just clouds that cover your true nature. Farouk and his mom. I first met Farouk in India many moons ago. It will be 50 years this year. One of my favorite memories is in the early 70s. He invited me over for dinner. He is originally from Lebanon. Anybody who knows me knows that I love ethnic food. This is the first time I ever had it. I still remember we had a dish called feta. Feta is garbanzo beans and green beans in a yogurt butter sauce. It was out of this world. We also had homemade hummus and baba ganoush. Farouk gave me the recipes, and I've used them for over 40 years. It's grand seeing and feeling the thread of love tying us all together. I love Farouk's Facebook post on his mom. I never met her, but I could see the sparkles of light in her eyes. She had a zest for life. Even in her golden years, she kept that youthfulness alive. His mom passed away a few days ago. Sometimes when someone dies, for some reason they come to me and give a simple message. Hers was quite simple. Give my love to my family and friends. I am always with you. I'm just living in a different roof in the mansion of life. Aloha. The definition of aloha is as follows. Aloha is the essence of being. Love, peace, compassion, and a mutual understanding of respect. Aloha means living in harmony with the people and land around you with mercy, sympathy, grace, and kindness. We all come from stardust. Aloha is the essence of our being. It's our true nature. We must cultivate aloha in our lives, especially during these chaotic times. Daily, we must pull our weeds and take care of our inner garden. The world is caught up in anger, yet millions of people are waking up from their slumber. The aloha spirit is alive. It is calling you to transform. You are magnificent. You are a miracle. Behind your breath lies the mana of life. Riptides. The ocean is a powerful thing. The surfer loves the riptides. The common person might drown in one. It's a matter of perspective. For a surfer, the riptides means he can use the ocean current to paddle out to the lineup. A person who's oblivious to the power of the ocean gets caught in the riptide. Hopefully, a lifeguard can save him. For the surfer, he gets the wet ride of his life. The other person gets into a scary situation and is fighting for his life. A wise man is a surfer who understands the inner wave within. He knows the connection between the mind, body, and soul. Meditation just shows him where to paddle out. He uses the riptides of the mind to paddle out to the lineup. Once there, he waits in silence to catch the wave of life. True harmony exists. The surfer and the ocean are the same. Some of humanity is caught in the riptides of anger. They will go to extremes. They can't see the forest from the trees. Even after storming the Capitol building, they believed it was the right thing to do. There is a huge difference between being caught in the riptide of anger and the ocean itself. Only through silence can one understand. How to survive a wipeout. How to survive a wipeout. If you want to survive a wipeout on a huge day, you should do the following. Take one last breath and hold it. Consciously relax your whole body. The more you struggle, the more oxygen you will use. Remember, the ocean will let you know when you can swim to the surface. Don't panic. At times, that is hard to do, especially if you are held under for 2 waves. As a nation, we just experienced a huge wipeout at the Capitol building. The last time this happened was during the War of 1812. As a nation, we must unify. The time is of utmost due to our anger. Our whole Congress could have been killed, including the Vice President. We must listen and respect each other. Our daily news must do this. We almost jumped off the cliff into the ocean. Our democracy is at stake. We must return to kindness. Our nation has been putting gasoline on the fire. The same principles of surviving a wipeout are for our nation to survive. We must take a deep breath. Relax. Don't fight. Appreciate that we are Americans. Forgive all. Change your mindset. There are no enemies. We just create them. We all want the same things. We just have a different way of seeing it. Both ways are correct. Imagine the good if both parties and Americans did this. We could see then a better picture. Otherwise, we get stuck in our ways and nothing ever gets done. There's a golden opportunity at hand. I have faith in my fellow Americans.
Is this from a mystic or a scientist? Kabir, a mystic from the 15th century, said the following: all know that the drop merges into the ocean, but few know that the ocean merges into the drop. Now that is profound. A modern-day Einstein might have said that today. The entire universe exists inside of us. We are a part of the universe. Is this a paradox? We are beyond time and space. There are billions of universes. Inside of our DNA is a part that is not material. It is spiritual. No instrument known to man can detect this yet. Yet the mystics have said all along, you are hardwired for this experience. Ponder this message. The divine words from Kabir are alive. Curious means eager to know or learn something. I've been curious all my life. My mom and dad taught me the adventures that ethnic food at such a young age. It still continues today. That curious nature never goes away. In fact, it actually increases the more you get older. I remember that you can't rest on your laurels. In the 90s, I built a dome automation for the observatory on Maui. I didn't know C++ yet. I was extremely curious and knew I could pull this off. When I finished it, I thought they might give me a few days off. Nope, it was on a Friday. I was back to work on a Monday. It was a huge accomplishment. My curiosity was one thing that got me to learn how to meditate. I read books on the mystics and wanted to know what they were talking about. It seemed like a foreign language, so I persevered and was curious about this adventure. It was love at first sight. I had a knack for this. Yes, nobody gets a free ride, but I had a knack for this meditation. It came easy to me. I think we need to approach life like a curious child. Never lose that. If you do, plant the seed in your heart and water it daily. Your curiosity will grow. The definition of adventure is the following: engage in hazardous and exciting activity, especially the exploration of unknown territory. I remember as a kid, I took a yoga class. At that time, yoga was relatively unknown in America. Yoga was around during the late 1800s, yet the majority of the population thought it was on the fringe. It was definitely an unknown territory. This love for adventure took me all over the world. With a surfboard in my hand, a backpack on my back, and a yearning to discover my true nature, I was off. I had quite the adventure. I learned the greatest adventure lied inside. This is truly unknown territory. You can live anywhere and have a simple life, but by exploring your true nature is the adventure of a lifetime. Lock a person up and put them in solitary confinement and see what happens. The greatest adventure is to tame your mind. That is probably the most difficult thing to do. Mystics have been talking about this for thousands of years. Today, yoga is mainstream. Millions of people practice it. Maybe something is going on. We are slowly learning more about life. When I was young, I paddled out on a huge day. You always had a little fear inside. The ocean is alive. At times you're almost to the line. A huge set appears in the sky. Before you know it, the white water throws you underneath the water. You're thrown around like the clothes in a washing machine. Eventually you come up. Your board is washed to the shore. You go again and try again. You finally make it out. The wave of the day comes through. You ride it with pure delight. You have overcome your fear for today.
Whatever you focus on, you eventually become. If you want to be a surfer, you first paddle out on a small day. Maybe some people paddle out their first time on a huge day. I wouldn't advise it. Anyway, at first it's real difficult just learning to paddle the darn board, much less catch a wave. Timing is everything. If you're too late, you will go over the falls, which really hurts. If you don't pass fast enough, you won't catch the wave. What really hurts is when you don't paddle fast enough. The wave can decide that you're going anyway. That is when you learn a major lesson. Anyway, over time, you'll learn how to surf. Years later, you're a surfer. It is a part of your life. Whatever you focus on, you eventually become. If you want to be anything in this world, you must focus on it. Nothing doesn't come overnight.
Some things take longer than another does. For time immemorial, man has sought the mysteries of life. Those who focus their life on it eventually become it. In that state, they have nothing to prove. They will act like a child. If someone tells them they're wrong, they will just smile. We can all be in that state. Remember, whatever you focus on, you eventually become. The secret lies inside of you and me.
The surfboard. The surfboard is the vehicle to ride the ocean waves. You can take this board around the world and ride the magnificent waves. You paddle out. You encounter obstacles along the way. When the waves are big, you're panting for breath. I made it out. Now what do I do? You wait for a wave to come. Oh, look at that one. I'm in perfect position. You either catch the wave or you don't. The wave doesn't wait for you. You stand up and you make the drop. Your mind is totally at peace. You are in the zone. You made the wave. Or, I'm paddling for the wave. I think I got it. Oh my God, I'm going over the falls. It seems like years I'm underwater, and only a few seconds go by. The wise men were surfers of their day. They discovered the waves of light. There's an ocean within, just waiting to be discovered. Did you know you are a surfer? I lived in the land of Aloha for 6 glorious years. What can I say about paradise? I heard stories how the locals really didn't like the foreigners in their land. Yet, can you blame them? We were born in canyons at their palace during the late 1800s. We said either give up your land or we will blow your queen's palace away. Mind you, this was Christian ministers behind this call. At first, the Hawaiians were somewhat standoffish. Yet once the ice melted, you could see they have hearts of gold. The ocean is their life. Everything revolves around the sea. They laugh when they see surfers coming up from afar. These surfers are so competitive, they have lost the sense of aloha spirit. Waves are meant to be conquered. Somehow, the Wild West is still going on. The Hawaiians have learned to be in harmony with nature. They have learned to slow down and appreciate life. The ocean will do that to you over time. Because these are islands, the waves rock them to sleep. Just the sound of the ocean slowly calm down the mind. You have to listen carefully. Unfortunately, with cell phones in hands, the majority miss out. Isn't it amazing? Even in paradise, we can't see the forest from the trees. The Hawaiians use their garage for social gatherings. They usually have a large picnic table in the center of the garage. Family and friends are cornerstones in their life. They know how precious life is. Their culture goes way, way back. It's a lot older than what we thought. Some say it came from the stars. Isn't it amazing that most indigenous people say the same thing? Where do you come from? They will point towards the sky. Have we lost such sacred knowledge? Have we lost our connection to this earth? I have hope for humanity. The law of spirit lives inside of a man. Open up your heart and discover this essence inside. Aloha. When I was young, I read the book, Be Here Now, by Baba Ramdas. Its central theme was to be in the moment. To be honest, I really didn't understand this concept. I just started my meditation practice and everything was so new. There was an entire universe to discover inside. Many moons later, I have a more personal experience of this. Imagine the difference of sitting on the beach watching the waves. Now imagine you are a surfer riding the waves. Big difference. To be in the moment, one needs to be engulfed with the wave of life. There's something keeping you alive. There is a power, a force of love filling the entire universe. One learns over time how subtle experience is. Our human bodies are hardwired for this experience. Yet, we can't have an experience greater than what the nervous system can handle. This is why slow and easy wins the race. By meditating over time, you are slowly building up a vessel that can understand God. To be in the moment is when you close your eyes and experience is just there. In the beginning of my journey, it took probably an hour to settle the mind. Now the mind is my friend. It can still be a brat, yet I am truly learning how to tame it. I think that by sitting on the beach, you can have a concept and at times glimpses of this experience. Runners get runners high. In the 60s, hippies used drugs. We all get glimpses of this experience. The universe places signposts along the way. This is our true nature. In actuality, we don't have to do anything to be in this state. In this reality, we have forgotten our true nature. This is why all the great masters have said, discover your true nature. Can you imagine being inside at the center of a hurricane of the mind? In the center is absolute peace. In the center is a calm. In the center is serene. In the center is love and compassion for all. In the center are patience and kindness. Yet mankind exists in the winds of the hurricane. Our minds are restless. We may think that is not so. Yet close your eyes and watch your breath. It seems so easy, and it is. Yet tell me, the mind wanders here and there. You will never be able to 100% to completely tame your mind. But you can learn to tame your mind. You can learn to have your mind as your friend. In the midst of life, you can learn to be in the moment. This moment is kind. This moment is filled with love and compassion. This moment is patience. This is your true nature. Be in the moment. True confidence stems from the heart. When you combine the mind and heart together, true confidence arises. It's like the cream rising to the top in a good old bottle of milk. Confidence cannot be faked. People can smell fakeness. People know when a smile is not genuine. Personally, I think all the great masters were confident. They really didn't have anything to prove. They weren't trying to convince you or convert you. They were humble in their ways. A wise man simply smiles. He will not shout at you or get angry when you have a different point of view. His confidence is just like water. It is flowing downstream. Now you may say water isn't powerful. Well, just ask the server ready a 50-foot wave. When your life is based upon discovering the truth, you develop confidence. When you begun to tame your mind, you develop confidence. Confidence can be cultivated. Plant a seed in your heart, pull the inner weeds, water the soil. Over time, the seed will grow. A confident man must be kind. If you are confident and aren't kind, I don't call that confidence. That's a negative ego, out of control. I will not name the person, but we know one today who is like that. He pretends to be confident, but unfortunately he has lost his way. Humility is a great sign of confidence. When you understand that the universe is your partner, you gain confidence. You have no special privileges. You are no better or worse than anyone. All are the same in the eyes of God. When you see the oneness of all, your heart changes. A person in this state is truly concerned about his fellow man. He understands the miracle of life and the opportunity of helping man along the way. There are many different ways to serve. The confident man pursues the way that presents itself to him. Life may throw a curveball, but a confident man will see, been there, done that. He may not like the obstacle, but he is confident there's a solution. Does that make sense to you? What I'm trying to say, the deeper you understand life, the more confident you will be. True confidence comes from inside of you. There's a well within that is flowing with confidence. Ponder this over. Maybe this spiritual thing might be more practical than you realize. This is a day of grace. I'm grateful to be alive. Wow, another day of this precious earth. What kind of mischief can I get in? What adventure can I go on today? I hope it's raining. I want to jump in the water puddle. I want to create sandcastles and watch them disappear. A surfer would say, I hope there are good waves today. And furthermore, I hope it's not crowded. A snowboarder might say, wow, it snowed last night. We are all grateful in our own ways. Life gives each one of us precious opportunities. The shower of grace is raining all over us. I hope that curiosity about life is still with you as you get older. Curiosity in life will keep you young at heart. Don't get stiff as a board with your outlook on life. Be flexible. Be like the wind. Flow in all directions. Don't become a stagnant pond. Be like a river flowing downstream. If you tap into grace, you always will see the beauty in life. You will always see life as an adventure. You will never truly know what will happen to you in this life. You may have predictions, but life always will surprise you. Life is not boring. Life is constantly in change. Our life at times may seem boring. We just have a boring mind. You can change that. Boredom is a state of mind. A person who is born hasn't begun to find fuel inside. When one begins to tap into the source of life, you can never get bored. Inside of you is true excitement. Inside of you lies the vast universe. Inside of you lies the kingdom of heaven. How come boredom exists? Your mind is bored because it's tired of the same old thing. I have to get up either to go to school, work, or take care of the household. When I'm on vacation, I spend time by the pool with a cocktail in my hand. Did you know you can get bored in paradise? You can even get bored in heaven. Boredom is a state of mind. Boredom and grace don't mix with one another. It's like darkness and light. Darkness is the absence of light. Turn on the light switch and darkness disappears. It's as simple as that. Turn on grace in your life and boredom will disappear. How about that? You can change your own destiny. Only you can make yourself happy. Is the glass half empty or half full? Your attitude towards life drives the quality of your life. Did you know that? Nobody can truly make you sad except for yourself. They may provide circumstances to you to get sad or angry, yet only you can accept the gift. If someone is making you angry, you don't accept it. It's not yours. It's theirs. You don't need more trash in your house. You are trying to get rid of yours. Ponder over this. Does this make sense? Maybe there is a different point of view. Maybe you can change this broken record where people either make you happy or sad. You can learn how not to get into and accept the negativity of others. You can learn how. Discover the grace inside of you. Your life will change forever. I feel so much love. The universe is saturated with love. Every speck is filled with the love of God. Your DNA is love manifest. You are a blueprint of God. You are created by God. You are an image of God. God does not have a human form, yet you were created in His image. God does not have a gender. The image of God can't be seen externally. It only lies within. That's why all the great masters have said, to find the precious jewel within. There you will discover your true nature. Surfers ride the ocean waves. Mystic rides the waves of love. Both of them get incredible rides. I'm both a surfer and a mystic. I'm having a ride of my life. Love truly is the essence of life. We're all looking for it. The world desperately needs it. We have been fighting for so long. We spent 16 years in Afghanistan, and we will never win that war. War is obsolete. Love is truly the answer. When humanity will truly embrace and discover love within, the world will be at peace. Love is practical. It serves a purpose. War is not practical. Not unless you think to bring young boys back in a box. I'm all for being a patriot to your country, yet this war machine has got to stop. War is the absence of love. War only divides man. Love unites. Even when the entire world discovers its true nature, there will be conflicts. Yet, these will be peaceful conflicts. They will be solved by compromise. Swords will never be drawn. The politicians will be skilled with words. They will know how to communicate from deep within. They won't be like some today who speaks what comes to their mind. Big difference. Love will show the way. I feel so much love. The universe is keeping me alive. Ponder this hope. You are a piece of this puzzle. If death approaches you, what do? Now, good old Bugs Bunny might say, don't take life so seriously. You will never get out of it alive. It's not a question of if, but when. Re-roll the dice in our life. I remember being young and riding a razor's edge when surfing a huge wave. If you fell, you were in for your worst nightmare. Imagine being held underwater for what seems to be an eternity. At times, you may be held down for 2 ways. At that time, you really are aware of how precious your breath is. You mustn't panic. You must let go and totally relax. I think that surfing and meditation teaches one about death. All surfers at one time or another get into a circumstance bordering between life and death. It can go either way. Yet the surfer keeps on surfing. Not all. In the 60s, a famous surfer named Greg Knoll took off in a way that nobody should ever take off on. He was the wave of the century. He didn't make the wave, but he made the drop. He got obliterated. Greg made it to shore and gave up surfing. I probably would have too. He escaped the lion's den. Surfing brings one to the borderline of life and death. If you're not a surfer, it's hard to describe. Your awareness changes over time. Meditation is just like surfing, only you catch the wave inside. Meditation brings one to the same state of being borderline between life and death. Life and death are only one breath away. Life and death are intertwined. Ask a surfer and a meditator. They will tell you they're almost one and the same. In reality, we never die. The body does. Yet our soul is eternal and timeless. You are the universe. Death unites you back to your true state. This is your true nature. A surfer rides the wave and feels the harmony of the universe. He can't truly express it, yet he goes on surfing forever. I have been meditating for many moons. Surfing and meditating are both ways to truly capture the wave of life. Your respect for life does enhance. When you are brought to a life and death situation, your perspective changes. Somehow, you see how precious life is. Maybe that's what it's all about. Gratitude of being alive fuses into your being. Wow, I'm alive. Life is so beautiful. Look at the sun, moon, and stars. Beauty is everywhere in nature. Man has been looking at the stars for eternity. Nature is blooming all around us. A flower blooms whether we see it or not. Its nature is to bloom, and the petals eventually go back to the ground. Look at the diversity of life. Life on Earth holds a myriad of incredible creations. Each one is different and unique, all created by a creative force. We need to see the miracles of life on this planet. At times we get so caught up into our 9-to-5 existence. We wear tinted glasses so we don't truly see the beauty in front of us. I love watching geese fly in the sky. Where I live, so many people consider geese a hassle. They don't marvel on the many different formations they have in the sky. I love the sounds they make honking in the sky. Their sounds are so sweet compared to the honking in a traffic jam. No sounds of anger or frustration. They honk with pure delight. When I was young, I was a surfer. I loved the early mornings watching the sunrise while I was catching a wave. The colors were out of this world. I would always stop for a moment and witness the beauty of life. God was painting colors into the sky. Beauty is all around us. Even in the midst of a poor neighborhood, flowers grow in the cracks of a broken lot. This world would totally change if we had gratitude towards life. Imagine in each and every moment we experience the source of life. Our entire system of placing values would change. money wouldn't be the total object we spend so much time acquiring. We would walk around in a state of gratitude. We would see the beauty in life. You could truly see that your enemies are in fact your friends. Now that would change this world. When you truly see the beauty in life, you become more kind. You become more loving and compassionate. You become more patient and tolerant. This is your true nature. As I said before, there is dust on your inner mirror. Just wipe off the dust, and over time, you will see your true nature. Life is so beautiful. Know while you are alive. There are so many different flavors in life. Look at all the different kinds of flowers. There are too many different kinds to count. Look at the stars in the sky. We hardly see anything. Recently, the Hubble telescope pointed towards the blank sky. They thought nothing would be there. To their amazement, billions of stars appeared. The pictures sent back were amazing. A part of the universe we never saw before appeared. When we thought there was no stars, billions appeared. This creation has so many flavors. I love to go to the Arboretum where I live. Each season has so many different shades of the color spectrum. During autumn, there are different shades of red and orange. You can sit on a bench overlooking a pond and get mesmerized by nature. Nature is the most incredible artist, and each and every moment, magic is in the air. The earth talks to us. We just need to listen. I spent many moons surfing. Each surf break has a different colors. The way the wave breaks, where you paddle out, where the riptides are. Each break has its own custom flavors. As a kid, I would get to the beach before dawn. I would paddle out and watch the sunrise over the land. The colors of the sunrise were different each time. God was painting incredible colors in the sky. The universe was in harmony. I personally think the universe was telling me something. Stop and enjoy life. Signpost of God is everywhere. Learn how to balance your life so you can see them. Explore your inner and outer worlds. Each world is united by the thread of love. This life is a mystery to be solved. The wise man learns to see the many different flavors of life. His life is never boring. Ponder this over. You can solve this mystery. What is the ultimate feeling? Where does it reside? You may be a surfer and ride a 100-foot wave and survive. The surfer would say nothing can match that. A snowboarder might say, how about snowboarding down a virgin mountain with only you and your gang? A race car driver would say, how about driving a car at 220 miles per hour? Now that's a rush. A climber might say climbing Mount Everest without any oxygen. Each of these had an incredible feeling of being alive. Yet these feelings were sparked from the outside. We only think the ultimate feeling comes from outside of ourselves. No wonder we get hooked. We need something outside of ourselves to feel complete. Unfortunately today, there's a major opioid epidemic. Thousands of people are dying a month. They are trying to find the ultimate feeling and are dying in the process. How sad. The great masters of the past have said that the ultimate feeling exists inside of you. You are the universe. You just don't know it. How about that? The jewel of life exists inside of you. This jewel is meant to be discovered. You have free will. Nobody is trying to convince you. There's no organization to belong to. Nobody is trying to convert you. The truth needs no converting. The simple fact is that God lies inside of you. You can open the door within. Better yet, you can dissolve the walls within between you and God. Your true nature is eternal. You exist beyond time and space. It's funny, we think we are so limited, while in fact we are infinite. We hold the keys to the universe, yet we don't unlock the door. Now that's kind of sad. Are we so stubborn? Is our attitude, don't tell me what to do? Ponder this over. You can solve this riddle. The best is yet to come. This is one of my favorite mottos. The best is yet to come. On this journey of life, we learn to love each and every step. But life is ever so precious. Day by day, year after year, life carries us downstream. At times, we may feel we are swimming upstream with constant struggles, yet the stream is slowly taking us downstream. Many of my challenges in life is to let go. Don't worry about the future. Do your best and then let the rest take over. Many times I see that what you want, you don't need. What you need, you don't want. My current job came in a way out of left field. I had to wait for a synchronicity of events to occur. Granted, it took time, but the universe did arrange events to occur, so I got this job. I think personally, the more I understand the universe and myself, life seems to work in a more efficient way. Yes, the best is yet to come. When we begin to be conscious, we can see more visible the signpost of God everywhere. Recently, I heard a great phrase that I loved. It said that God is biased in love. If you have love in your heart and direct it towards God, then God is biased towards you. You are using your free will, and God responds. There's something to that statement. It's like the winds are blowing behind you. They are gently blowing your ship back home. The amazing thing is that you are aware of it. That's another way. The best is yet to come. I'm reaching retirement age, but my outlook on life is young. I'm more aware of nature than ever before. When I was young, my parents took me to Yosemite. Truthfully, I didn't have a good time. I wanted to be on the ocean. A few days ago, I told this story to my daughter, and we both cracked up. Here I was visiting the most beautiful place on earth, and I was miserable. Why? My mind wanted to be somewhere else. I now live in Kansas, thousands of miles from the ocean. Yet the ocean of life exists inside of me. I'm surfing the wave of life. Ponder this over. The best is yet to come.
Island of Bali. This is dedicated to my brother John. My brother has a love affair with the people of Bali. He has been there numerous times. My brother is a surfer, yet he admits he has hardly surfed in Bali. My brother is captivated by the beauty of the environment and the people. People make the environment special. Imagine going surfing in a place where war is taking place. You would be scared. You wouldn't have a good time. Bali is a place where people are happy with life. People are content. Their society has changed ever so much since the 70s. Back then, it was a small and sleepy country. Today, high-rises are everywhere. Yet the people remain the same. I see there is a volcano ready to erupt. I pray that people will get out of harm's way. The volcanoes are ways for Mother Earth to let go of the pressure. It's like a man screaming at the top of his lungs for emotional release. Anyway, let's get back to Bali. My brother loves this country. You could say it's his second home. Now my brother loves to meditate. What a beautiful place to meditate in. He loves to write music. In fact, this song playing in the background is John's. We love the collaboration between us. There is a thread of love tying us together. We have been meditating combined for 92 years. Meditation is a hobby for us. We love it. We have been around the blocks many times when it comes to meditation. Hope you can feel the love for the music and words. Both of us are trying to tap into the source and bring the waters of life out. I have always wanted to go to Bali. In some ways, I have. the lyrics of the song. My brother John and I collaborate together to make these music sayings. I'm not sure what to call them. Around 17 years ago, I went to a poetry convention where a member of the Doors gave a poetry reading. It wasn't an ordinary reading. It combined music and poetry together. I never heard anything quite like that. I was mesmerized. A few years later, a friend sends me a CD of poems by Rumi. Each poem had a different famous person reading the poetry and music behind it. To make a long story short, my brother starts to create music almost out of nowhere. Now, at that time, we were in the early 60s, yet both of us learned that we had something special. No, you may not think so. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Yet, we have been meditating combined for 92 years. We've been around the block a few times. We love to meditate. Many people don't. From the beginning, we loved it. Meditation was our hobby. Both of us try to go deep inside and the creativity come out. It's kind of like surfing. One sits in the ocean and all of a sudden a wave comes in. You catch the wave and have the ride of your life. In the same way, you sit still and listen. The wave of life comes in and you ride it. Now, we are professionals, yet we are amateurs. An amateur loves what he is doing. We may break many rules when it comes to this, yet day by day we are learning. We love what we do. Our audience is small. We don't actively promote ourselves. We just feel to be compelled to do this. You see, we're beginning to see signposts of God everywhere. Our message is hope during these crazy times. We love humanity. Perils of being young. Yesterday, I talked to my mom. We had a conversation about the perils of being young. When you are young, I thought I knew all the answers. I thought I was really mature. In fact, I was sour grapes. I had no clue on life. I was a ship without a rudder. It takes time to develop the bottle of fine wine. A great transformation had to happen. I'm glad how I turned out. The journey in life is definitely not smooth. It's worth it. I spent most of my life trying to improve in all areas of my life. I lead my life where my actions allow me to sleep soundly. No wonder the president tweets in the early mornings, he can't sleep. When you are young, You have no benchmarks in life. Even when you're walking on this path, it's not obvious. Yet, signposts are everywhere. The older I get, the more I'm aware of the effect of my actions. I'm constantly fine-tuning the guitar of life. I understand the trigger points in my life and know what to do if they get triggered. The wise men in the past could simply smile and laugh in the face of adversity. I'm getting there, but not all the time. I guess that's why I love life. There's so many ways to improve yourself. There will never be a moment where you can clap your hands and say, I've learned everything. I've been a software engineer for many moons. Every day there's a new technology to learn. You can never rest on your laurels. It teaches myself that life is constantly an adventure and a mystery. It changes moment by moment. When you are young, we get lost in the moments. We really haven't figured anything out. Most of my friends we know have been taught by our teachers and elders. We have our friends, but probably ever have any serious discussions on life. Quite frankly, we are skimming the surface of life, and yet we think we know the depths of the ocean. Ponder this over. What would you say on the pearls of being young?